Hello, everyone. If you landed here, you've landed on Let's Talk News. I'm your host, Leticia Remauro. I have an itchy palm, um, not because I'm going to get money, but probably because I was pulling weeds with my bare hands. So hopefully, not poison ivy. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that people find us because with daylight savings time, um, if you're somewhere else in the world, you might have been looking for me at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that people understand that we do turn the clocks back in spring. But we'll see, right? It doesn't matter whether we speak live or you watch later or if I talk to myself. This is my therapy. It's my therapy so that I don't go insane with all the crazy things that are happening in the world. And I hope it's your therapy too. I hope you get to get stuff off of your chest and we can all laugh at the crazy libs together. Hello, Kevin. How are you, darling? Good to have you. Hello, ROG Lucille. Good to have you, darling. Um, you know, yesterday I was ragging on women for a good reason, and I didn't even realize that yesterday was International Women's Day. Um, I think it was kind of fitting. You would think that I would know that. I would have known that. I guess my psychic brain was knew it, and that's why we talked about women yesterday. But a funny thing happened is that neither YouTube nor Google nor Facebook. Well, no, I lied. Facebook allowed it to go through, but TikTok, nobody saw the videos. So very interesting. Hi, Francine. Good to have you. So I offended somebody apparently. Hi, Angela Ricca. Good to have you. Hi, Karen. Good to have you. And your cousins there. Yeah. uh, I offended people and that means I hit a sore spot and I like when I do that. Aloha, Santillian. We have I have a clip of your senator um, to show tonight regarding the SAVE Act. It's just absolute insanity that we've got the House and we've got the Senate and we can't get this thing passed. And I want to know why. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Um, so tonight it's called Save America Act because we need to act to save America. We have to. Um, it is so blatant what is going on with these Democrats and what they are trying to do um, to ensure or to rig things up so that they can gain power and then stay in power. And that's what happens with all socialists, right? That's the playbook of socialists. We'll tell them anything they want to hear, anything that they need to hear to get them to vote for us, and then we'll get into power and then we make sure that we stay in power. You watch what's going to happen with Donnie over in New York City. Watch what happens because he controls the Board of Elections. Hi, Susan. How are you? It's absolutely crazy. It's crazy. And the Dems are, I keep saying, oh, come on. They can't believe that people will actually believe them. But you know what? After yesterday and the deep diving I did for the discussion on socialism and women and the mental health crisis that women are facing. Um, yeah, I'm starting to see that they know what's going on. They know that women are crazy. Their women are crazy. Fortunately, not the conservative women. Yes, I know the FBI raided Maricopa, and we're going to see plenty, but we're going to hear that, oh, he's doing it so he can stay in power. I mean, they have an answer for everything. Mamdani blamed New Yorkers for Muslims throwing bombs at him. Yes, he said that everybody was peaceful on the counter protest, that the protest was a hateful protest. Everybody was peaceful on the counter protest except for the two that threw the bomb. Hello, Andrew Dorman. Good to have you. Get rid of the mayor. I have to research whether you could do a recall. You should. There's usually always an opportunity to recall. But we saw with the people of California tried to recall Gavin Newsom twice and it didn't work. So, I always say that the one who is in control of counting the votes is the one who's going to be in control of the outcome. Okay, so let's talk. Well, we talked about the mayor. So here's the crazy son of a bitch. I should have done it in slow mo.
And we want everyone here to stay in New York. You don't get to come from outside and then tell everyone else.
Yeah, I should have slowed that down, huh? I mean, did you see it? Did you see him jump right over that peaceful protester and throw the bomb? So they were both arrested, and they both came from Pennsylvania. Both of them said that ISIS told them to do it. One is Afghanistan, one is Afghani, the other one is Turkish. Came to our country to screw with us. So, it was very interesting that this mayor can get away with saying that for not calling them out for what they were, terrorists, and for just saying that there was just two Pennsylvania people who happened to throw bombs. Only person who threw the bomb wasn't Jewish. Right, the person who threw the bomb, they were both Muslim. Hi, Tom. Did that snowball actually explode? You mean the bomb that they threw? No, it didn't actually explode. It had all the components that should have made it explode, but it did not explode. Neither one did, actually. So I guess they were made by the same maker. Mamdani never mentioned the word ISIS, not once. He called it white supremacy. Well, the protester, the original one. Hi, Tom McMurray. I bet Mamdani was happy with the police protection. Yes, well, today was a police, there was a press conference, and he thanked the police. No, yeah, the bombs didn't explode. And it's interesting because the NYPD said that it had all the components to have exploded. It was the same as the Boston bomber, same situation, but they didn't get it to go off. So somebody did something wrong, thankfully. They said that one of them is trying to look like the Boston Marathon bomber who was featured on the cover of Rolling Stone. Well, that was it. They wanted recognition. That's why they did it. Hi, everyone. Hi, Maisie. So I have my American Patriot hat on because I know that there's a lot of people that are very concerned about what's going on in Iran with Trump and the price of gas, and they're a little bit feeling a little down about it, especially since the son of the supreme leader is taking the Ayatollah's place. So I just wanted to reiterate something. If you believe that Trump is a good negotiator, is a good chessboard reader, is a good commander-in-chief, then you'll recognize that we've had 47 years of this regime who hates America, and it cannot be solved overnight. Very different than the Maduro situation. Very, very different. Because the Maduro situation was just straight socialism. This is a theocracy. This is religious zealots. And it's going to be much harder to handle that. But we have now taken out so many of their missile launchers. We took out that huge aircraft carrier that they had that they were so proud of. We took out where they were creating the nuclear weapons. We're taking out we took out their Navy. We took out so much of their military. that the only war that they could fight now is really a ground war. We are superior in air, we're superior in sea. So they might be able to fight a ground war, which we would never fight, but they can't do much else. So you can't have an outright regime change. You have to you have to starve people, right, of their weapons and their ability to defend their quote unquote country, or attack others. Really, that's the most important part. And then others will come in and support the Iranian people who want democracy, who, the Christian Iranians, and there's still plenty that live there. So it's going to take a little time. Will we be there forever? No, he would never, ever, ever do that. But if he didn't take advantage of the way the stars aligned with the drug boats, the situation with Maduro, and now this, if he didn't take advantage of it, then we might as well have Obama and Biden back, right? Now is the time to recall Mamdani, elect someone else. I'd like to see somebody do the work, but I think people are too busy packing their bags to actually do the work. And the mayor's wife, the love of his life, has said, like the October 7th attacks. Well, we knew that. She was all over social media with this. In Trump's words, he will never get bored blowing that shit country. You're right. He won't get bored because he believes that his job is to ensure peace throughout the world for generations to come. He doesn't believe in just get my numbers up. I want to be, the most popular president. He believes that he needs to put America back on the map and get rid of her enemies. And I think it's a worthy cause. Who is responsible for the protest problem at City Hall? Is it true that the National Guard was sent in to protect Mamdani and investigate the City Hall incident? Not that I heard of. I heard that the NYPD did everything that they needed to do. They were able to catch both of them. And now I think the FBI is working with them to see whether they were connected with, who they were connected with in ISIS. What's the criteria to recall the mayor? That's, I didn't look it up, but there's always, you could see it, you could Google it. Usually it includes a bunch of petitions, and it might, you might have to get a proposition on the ballot. But we put propositions on the ballot all the time. It takes legwork. Who's willing to do it? As a former submariner, I like the use of the MK-48 ADCAP torpedo. Oh, yeah, I think everybody liked that, right? That hadn't happened since World War II. We hadn't blown anything up since World War II. Are we early? Hi, Kevin. I know that the time change for those of you who are not in America is a pain in the ass, and I'm sorry for that. I think there's two states that don't do it, Arizona and somebody else don't do it, but the rest of us do that. Spring ahead, fall back. But it's good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Chuck Schumer demanded Trump to open our oil reserve. Trump doesn't have to listen to him. Chuck's the boss. Chuck's not the boss. Yeah, well, let's listen to him because it was stupid.
American families cannot afford to simply wait and hope for the price to come down. The solution is right here at home, Trump. Use the SPR, release it, prices will come down. Stop this blather that it'll go away soon. It won't. There's a war going on over there. Just last night I saw a big oil refinery in Iran hit by missiles. That makes the price of oil go up even further. So at least use the SPR to get the price down.
Okay, so he wants, it's so funny, but first off, we're nowhere near the same price as when Biden was president, right? We're at the pumps, absolutely nowhere near it. We've gone up about $1 at the pumps, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful. But they, he's all of a sudden worried about releasing the oil reserves. Now, why would he want us to release our oil reserves when we are in a conflict in Iran? That doesn't make a lot of sense, which is a really good thing that he's not the commander in chief. Really good thing. We don't, this is a blip and it's going to hurt for a little while and then it's going to feel better real quick. So we did all this work only to have Iran named the son of the new leader. So the people in Iran still have nothing to say about this. Okay, well, we'll go back to what was all the work. The work was to destroy their ability to invade other countries, namely to hurt America. The work was to get rid of the terrorist structure so that they could not terrorize other nations. That was the intent of the mission. The bonus is if the Iranian people rise up. He right now is, what is he the Ayatollah of? Nothing. What is he going to use? We're destroying all of his ammunition, all of his military capability. So we got to have patience. 47 years it took us to get to this point. It's not going to unravel in a week. And we can't, what are we supposed to do? Help name the new leader? You can't do that. Yeah, if they could do that, then what would stop people from doing it to us? I don't think it's a good idea. 5 weeks for Iran for this military campaign. Another country is next. I would say 5 weeks is probably a good guess. I think a little ahead of 5 weeks. I would say 3.5, 4 weeks. Respect, Robert. I love subs. Yeah, it's great. Hawaii, no time change. Yeah, that's right. It's Hawaii and Arizona. Puerto Rico does not. And I think Nevada. Oh, was it Nevada? I thought it was Arizona, but okay. You guys know better than me. Kev, Tirado, meet Leticia Remauro, good friend of mine. Oh, I think I know Kevin Tirado. I think so, if it's the same person. But otherwise, hi, Kev. How are you? Okay, let's see. So anyway, here's Mazie Hirono talking about the Save America Act.
This is not about voter ID. Oh, stop that. That's like a total bullshit description of the SAVE Act. Let me just focus on one part of the SAVE Act. In order to register to vote, you're going to have to show different pieces of documents. So if you're, let's say, a woman who got married, changed your last name, and if your last name doesn't match the name on your birth certificate, you're not going to be able to register to vote. That I call stealing our votes.
So when you can't open a bank account or take your money or put your money in the bank, if your name has changed, is that stealing your money? I mean, what the hell are they talking about? Women understand what they have to do when they change their name. They understand what they have to do about getting a new ID. They get it. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't done it in a long time, at least when I did it. When I changed my name on my driver's license because I got married, I just mailed in my marriage license and it was for free. I don't know if it still is, but it was for free. So, it's crazy that they're making us out to be idiots. But then again, the women that are in their party tend to be a little bit light in not the brightest crayons in the box. I think less hits on the refineries and better to avoid oil prices going through the roof, creating an oil shortage, but justice and freedom must prevail. Remember their oil wasn't coming to us because they had sanctions. So they were selling their oil to China. Sorry, China. So who cares if the refineries get busted up? It's not the problem. The reason that the oil is up is because of Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz, because it's unsafe. They were bombing anybody going through the Strait of Hormuz. And that was causing the issue with the oil. And also, it's a commodity. You know how it goes. I mean, it's summertime. Let's raise the price of oil so that when people drive on vacation, they have to pay more. It'll go down. It'll go down quickly. Fuck Schumer. He's a traitor to Americans. Only Trump could have accomplished what's been done, and he's doing everything he was elected for, and it's only been a little over a year. I agree with that statement. They're idiots, and that's why they're not president, thank God. She's a nutcase. I met her a few times at the Capitol. She seems drunk all the time, Santillion. I don't know if that's what she was in the Navy or something. She just seems drunk all the time. You don't change your name on a birth certificate. That's right. Driver's license. Did I say birth certificate? I thought I said driver's license. When I needed to change my name on my hold on. Did she say birth certificate? I thought that was somebody else, but I may have just missed that whole point. Anyway, we'll have to go back and let's listen again.
This is not about voter ID. Oh, stop that. That's like a total bullshit description of the SAVE Act. Let me just focus on one part of the SAVE Act. In order to register to vote, you're going to have to show different pieces of documents. So if you're, let's say, a woman who got married, changed your last name, and if your last name doesn't match the name on your birth certificate, you're not going to be able to register to vote. That I call stealing our votes.
Okay. So if your name doesn't match the last name on your birth certificate, which means what are your two documents you're bringing? But I get what you're saying. There was a congresswoman who said that a woman couldn't change her name on her birth certificate. It was kind of crazy stuff. All right, here's what Kennedy says about the SAVE Act.
The Senate is notoriously slow. Sometimes it takes us months to get nothing done. But the SAVE Act is a priority. I'm a co-author. John, I agree with everything the president said in his tweet, though I haven't seen it. John Thune has promised to bring the bill to the floor. I don't know when he's going to do that, but he is going to do that. I anticipate it'll be in the next few weeks. Will it pass? I think so. It just depends. We've got some free range. The Democrats will be against it, but we've got some free range chickens on the Republican side, and we're going to have to go gather them up.
So to get to 60, though, is the thought that this would be a reconciliation bill, so you don't have to get to the 60? Is there a single Democrat? Are there several Democrats who would vote with you on the SAVE?
I would do it through reconciliation. We could short circuit all of this, but I'm in a minority. I have chased Senator Thune, my good friend, like he stole Thanksgiving to try to get him to do a reconciliation. This would be perfect for reconciliation.
I love him. I think he's so funny. He reminds me of that guy on Green Acres. I just love him. He's great. For the youngins here that haven't watched Green Acres, have a glass of wine or whatever else you might use to relax and watch Green Acres. You will laugh your ass off. I think you can get it on demand. Small percentage anyway, and she's saying women are stupid and can't figure out. Yeah. Well, it's amazing to me that this party that supposedly supports women think women are stupid and have gone after both, what's her name? McInerney? No, not McInerney. Gosh, oh my Lord. Whoever the press secretary is. And also Kristi Noem with a vicious, vile commentary on both of them. It's just amazing to me how their women, they only like their women because I guess they like them stupid. Women can handle getting proper paperwork. Yeah, I think so. Especially after yesterday, we found that more women in college than men, more women in management and executive management positions, mid-level management positions than men in this country. I think that we can handle getting our marriage license and birth certificate and driver's license. I think we can figure that out. Does it have to be federal ID with photo to vote so state driver's license won't be accepted? No. It's state. To register, you have to show your 2 documents: birth certificate or driver's license, or passport, or birth certificate and driver's license, birth certificate and passport. If you're a naturalized citizen, it would be your naturalization papers and your photo ID. That's how it would work. Okay, let's hold on a second. Gas goes up every year during spring break. It sure does, Tom. It's a commodity. It goes up and down. I will pay more money for gasoline to live in a safe country. Me too. Me too. Maisie, fear-mongering uninformed women. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. We do it all, especially paperwork. That's why we are secretaries. That's a very good point. I mean, women are the ones that will get it done. You said driver's license. Yes, driver's license and proof of citizenship. That's what they're looking for, is proof of citizenship. That's the most important thing. She looks like Mr. Magoo. She's a weird one. I'm being nice about meeting her. Simple word is she's a dummy. My post of her went viral. Oh, that's right. Yeah. She's drunk. She sounds drunk. Kennedy is hilarious. He really is. Trump won't sign any bills till it's passed. I think I can see why. Free range chickens, yeah. Ed Asner. No, that's not him. He was the blonde guy. Remember Green Acres with Zsa Zsa Gabor? Mr. Haney. No, Mr. Haney was the guy that sold all this stuff. Remember, he had one eye goes this way, one eye goes the other way. I love Mr. Haney's. I remember Green Acres. Oh, great show. I swear they were on LSD when they wrote it. With it's Arnold, the talking pig. Oh, I can't. Mr. Drucker. But Lisa and what was his name? Oh God, he was a lawyer from New York, and he wanted to go out and get the slow down. So Oliver was his name. Oliver Douglas. Women in that party are now men, so they are actually. That's very good. I vote on my retired Army government ID. Yeah, okay, that works. Any woman who is married and has kids and runs the home or in management positions. You're right about that. No, Oliver. Oliver Wendell Douglas. Eddie Albert. That's it. Oh, I got you. All right, Eddie Albert. You're right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, collectively, we figured it out. My brain's too old. Actually, I had to take a Benadryl today, so I'm kind of foggy. All right, but listen to why we need the SAVE Act. Listen to this shit.
Reason why we are in a DHS shutdown right now, because Republicans have refused to agree to the type of bold, transformative, meaningful, and dramatic reforms we are demanding in order for the Department of Homeland Security funding bill to move forward. And I won't go through all of the demands, much of which we've talked about repeatedly in the public, but one of those demands is keep ICE out of sensitive locations. And we've defined that as schools, houses of worship, hospitals, and polling sites. We want an explicit prohibition that ICE can go nowhere near any polling sites in the United States of America. It's one of our demands. We're not going to bend on it.
Why would ICE be at polling sites? Why don't they want ICE at polling sites? This is crazy. I mean, they're saying the quiet part out loud. How is this possible? This is the second time he said it, and he says it very, very nonchalant because they want to cheat and steal. Chris, absolutely. So, I mean, we just need to keep on playing that over and over again in the midterms. He's standing on a half a leg. It's crazy shit. That's a no, Hakeem. Yeah, exactly. All right. Now we're going to pivot just for a minute to Epstein, because there's been a whole bunch of shit out there about Trump and Epstein. There was a somebody who put a statement out that there was a 13-year-old girl who accused Trump of having sex with her. And nobody ever identified the girl, and nobody ever identified the person. But the paperwork somehow was in the Epstein file. So uncorroborated that this person said it. So now they're all running around saying that that's so with Trump. And they put up pictures of Trump and his daughter, Ivanka. And they're saying that this is the girl. It's absolute insanity. But so I wanted to pull this oldie but goodie out of the file.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem.
He could be a political problem. You want to know why? Because of this.
Let me see it. Okay.
Mr. President, we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour.
What do you think he was thinking of when he did that? That was wrong president. They are outright crazy. In plain sight, they want to cheat. Absolutely, they want to cheat. Let those millions of illegals to vote. That's exactly what they're looking for. I get that one leg joke. Yeah. Oh my God, these people are pure evil. They keep fighting for their idiotic agendas. The news just keeps on reporting their shit. Yes, it is fake news. They are, it's amazing to me that that people are allowed to say what they say without any corroboration, and the news will report it without background. I mean, when did that happen? Look at Bill smiling like he misses that girl sick. He was reminiscing. He looked like, back in the good old days. Kevin Kutarada, you still here? Yes, I was out the other night and some lefty said that about Trump and his daughter. I walked away. There are a lot out there saying Trump groomed his daughter and he's a pedophile. I will never believe it. Of course, it's unbelievable. His children are the most successful, wonderful young people. I would more believe it of Biden's children, of Kamala's children, because if you take a look at them, of Bill de Blasio's kids, look at them. They're out of their minds. Look at Hunter. Look at Kamala's stepdaughter. I forget her name. Look at Bill de Blasio's daughter on the train naked. And meanwhile, the Trump kids, every single one of them attended school, their grandchildren. I don't think that children who were victims of pedophilia would want to hang out with their parents as adults, right? No books were written by his kids. Just let's think about that. I can't even. Clinton was looking at those photos, smiling and reliving it. I vote for many women in politely races, especially political races, especially in Staten Island, with thanks. Well, there are good women and there are bad women, just like there are good men and bad men. I said the same thing. Look at the family. The family doesn't lie, right? You look at, yes, he had 3 wives. I mean, but you tell me, who is it worse to have 3 wives, divorce and marry, or is it better to cheat? How many affairs did Bill Clinton have that we know of? I mean, Jennifer Flowers. I mean, so many. So what are we doing? Again, it's about. We'll talk about it over and over again. The Epstein stuff is not about pedophilia, because these girls were, the youngest girl was 15, I think they said. And you tell me back in the 70s, 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds were married. So don't tell me that these girls were, the same as the 15-year-olds today. That's number one. Number two is it was about money and power. That's what it was. And the girls were used to put powerful people in compromising positions, not because of pedophilia, but young, whether they were 18, 19, 20 years old, 17, 16. They in Florida, the age of consent, I think, is 16. So I'm not defending it, but recognize this was about money and power, and this was about blackmail. This was not about pedophilia. This wasn't about little children. Okay, that stuff is reserved for the Boy Scouts and sometimes for some priests in the Catholic Church. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. 4 away from 800. 4 away from 800. Oh, is it? Oh, really? Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, that's on YouTube. Yeah, everybody subscribe, please, on YouTube. We're almost there. We need 204 to reach 1,000. That's our aim. Amen. 1,000% truth. Leftists were the ones on Epstein Island. Yeah, I'm just tired of it now because the salacious shit always gets attention. This is about power and money. I got blasted online for the new interview of Michelle Obama for correcting them. That was it was Michael. I prefer not to even give that any breath because who cares? Who cares? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Go to Hollywood for that. Well, that's oh, we're gonna go. I can see it already. That means the computer is overheating for some reason. I gotta get a new computer. I just hate to transfer all the files. Okay, everybody. I love you. Thank you. It was fun chatting tonight. Thanks for everybody who came on that was new and old and everybody in between. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe. We only need 204, and then it'll explode. Love you all. You are the best. I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thanks for spending time with me.